Hey guys, it's Grizzly here, and actually today I'm going to be doing live commentary, trying to do some commentary on some spectated matches. So, oops, sorry if that's giving you feedback there. One second, let me turn off music and sound. Sorry about that. Okay. So let's see if I can figure out how to get into spectator mode. And hey, there we go. Okay. So this is just a randomly selected mode, or a randomly selected game. I have no idea who these people are. So it looks like we're going against, looking at a Zhanna versus a, actually I have never seen this opponent, or this guy before. This is a Zaladar. Up to two different, okay, so he is an anti-ally deck, or just a direct damage card. So hopefully this will be a good game. So, like I said, I've never heard of these players before. I don't know if you can find specific players very easily. I'm just going to be recording games as I see them. You know, I'm hoping these guys won't talk much because their names will be cut off the screen. Alright. So we see a Bazaar go down on the Zaladar side. In direct damage decks are usually the only type of deck that I will recommend playing a Bazaar card in. So we see Wulven Bloodhelm going down. Definitely a strong starting card, a good 2/3 ally. Relatively cheap. It's one of my favorite cards in my Boris Skullcrusher deck. Ooh, Deathmage Thaddeus, great counter. Or wait a minute. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it looks like he damaged the Zhanna with that attack. I think he... Oh, wow, this is going to be annoying. It keeps yanking my screen away from me. So he just threw an Inner Strength card down on that Wulven Bloodhelm, giving it more than enough attack power, or just enough attack power to wipe out that Deathmage Thaddeus there. Good start to the game. Very quick, these players. They move right along. Usually my games go a lot slower than this. So like I said, I know nothing about either of these players. These could be great players. These could be god-awful players. I didn't really pay attention to their skill ratings. I'll try to do that in the future, is try to find really high skill rating players to record. And if I get to the part where there's any names on the screen, I'm definitely going to get rid of those. Just because I don't really know if these players would ever get mad at me for recording their games. Who knows? Hopefully not. I'm just kind of randomly picking games. So, not a lot that turn. That's a really strong buff, that Inner Strength card. Can I not click on that card anymore? I can probably only click on cards when it's that person's turn. Or maybe not at all. So we see him chuck down another Deathmage Thaddeus. Those really aren't going to be enough to stand up to that Wulven Shield Maiden. And at this point, or Wulven Bloodhelm, I don't know, I always want to say Shield Maiden. At this point, ooh, forgot about that special ability. Excellent way to nuke that Bloodhelm right off the map. Definitely a strong counter for our Zaladar. Yeah, I'm sorry, this is a little bit sluggish. I'm still trying to get used to spectator mode. Okay, so we see a Burgit card go down. A good protector card. Ensures that nothing's going to happen to the 8 on the Brave for the next attack. And seeing Zhanna using her healing ability, giving herself some of that health back. Definitely the biggest bonus to priest-based decks is that if you, it's going to be tough to keep them down. So I'm wondering if this guy is going to lean basically just entirely, the Zaladar is going to lean entirely towards enemy or ally nuking. Probably seems like that kind of deck. Yep, pretty much guaranteed it. That mind control going to be completely useless in this situation, just because yeah, there's nothing he can mind control at the moment. Now he's going to get that mind control. Yank it, use it to attack the Zhanna. Very good move. Used his own monster to deal some damage and then wiped him off the map entirely. So we see our Zhanna struggling to keep up with this Zaladar superior nuke power. Hooray, cards I can't see. Let's take a look here. So that Bazaar card is definitely an interesting choice. I always like to weigh my Bazaars. It's a risky card to play. Oh, looks like our Zhanna Mist has no real options this turn. Wow, chucks it over. Man, she must be struggling for cards right now. This could be a pretty one-sided game from the looks of it. So we see still only has the Deathmage Thaddeus and the Bazaar cards on the field. Not really helpful. Ooh, Shadow Knight. Definitely a powerful monster. Life Infusion. I didn't really catch what that card did. I'm guessing it gives them more life. Whoa, 5 health buff. Making that Shadow Knight a 5/9. Definitely formidable. Pretty much going to be too powerful for anything the Zhanna Mist can conjure in one turn. However, there's a good chance Zhanna has some captured prey, or crippling blow cards, rather, somewhere in the deck. Most human ally-based decks and most human hero-based decks have some kind of creature neutralization just to deal with strong allies like that. Hopefully she's got something she can come up with. Oh, and there's the Tidal Wave. Interesting card to have in an ally-focused deck. Just because, you know, her deck is probably stacked mostly around allies at this point, and having a Tidal Wave seems pretty counterintuitive, but then again, it did really help her there, so I guess I don't really know what I'm talking about. Ooh, Molten Destroyer, good card. So Molten Destroyer has a great effect in that anytime he's attacked, his ally takes 1 fire damage and they're set ablaze. And that applies to heroes or allies. So if Zhanna Mist did get some kind of staff or something. King's Pride is a great card. Usually you only want to use it when you have creatures out on the field. However, it will protect her from some damage, from some of that Molten Destroyer damage. I think if he attacks her, he'll also take, she'll also start taking a blaze damage, but then again, I'm not sure. Ooh, Dimension Ripper. A very interesting card in that every time he attacks her, he will now draw a card from her deck. And there we see the attack. No damage because of King's Pride. Ooh, did I get Dimension Ripper's ability wrong? Actually, it might be only when it deals combat damage. God, try to... Yeah. Fighting with the camera. Yeah, it has to deal combat damage. So because of her King's Pride, you're not gonna... It didn't affect. However, Molten Destroyer did manage to get an attack off for, I think, 2 damage. So just doing a little bit of damage to everybody on the field, but unfortunately isn't really doing much. It is going to wipe out the Deathmage Thaddeus. That Molten Destroyer is going to survive. Ooh, 8 on the Brave. Great card to play in conjunction with that King's Pride there. Let's see if Zafadar... It might be Zaladar. I hope I haven't been saying that wrong this whole freaking game. Come on, let me click on it. Well, let's hope it's Zafadar or Zaladar or, I don't know, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Who gives a fuck? I'm sorry, it's like 12:30 in the morning. Actually, I think it is Zaladar. But anyway, the Mage guy. Great 2 monsters to chuck down on the field. Does use his ability. Going to be quick pickings to wipe out that 8 on the Brave. There it is. And now because he did deal combat damage, I think he did just get a card. Is it to... God, this is impossible. Alright, so we see that Molten Destroyer chipping away at that Zhanna Mist's health there, chucking a bad sand on the field to get some cards drawn. At this point, I think the Mage is pretty much in the best position possible, has a ton of monsters on the field, more than enough resources. That Zhanna Mist only has the King's Pride working for her, which will get wiped out next turn in the slew of attacks against her. However, she does replace it with a twice enchanted robe. Which, oh, so she's going to draw a card every time she gets attacked, which isn't bad. Ooh, that staff card is going to be that's an iffy card to play right now. Only because when she counterattacks against that Molten Destroyer, she is going to be set ablaze. There it is. Oh, apparently she wasn't set ablaze, probably because she killed him. Oh man, she lucked out there. I thought she was going to be set ablaze, which really would have hurt her chances. So we do see a couple good cards down the field. We see a Cobra Demon out there for our Zaladar, Zafafnir, I don't know. Ooh, Leyline Nexus. That's painful. Getting rid of that Twice Enchanted Robe. Great counterattack there. At this point, it's pretty obvious who's in the superior field position. Medusal. I've actually never seen that card. Target opponent can't attack or defend until the end of the next turn. Wow, that's pretty useful. So we see a Cobra Demon, very powerful defender, 1/5 for a pretty low cost. And we see Zaladar use up the last of his Dimension Ripper to take some cards away. Can't draw, it looks like, just because of how many cards she already has in her deck, or in her hand. I do believe there's a max of 7 cards in the hand at any one time. Mind Control, ooh, good attack, considering it was one that was used against her earlier in the game. So we see Zaladar take some damage. That sucks. It would have been better if she had managed to attack one of the other cards. Book of Curses, that is a interesting card to have in an ally-focused deck. Then again, at this point, I can't really tell who Zhanna missed. Actually, they both have been playing pretty unfocused games. They both pretty much have used some direct damage, some ally nuking, and now I have... Oh, you know what? He probably stole that. I was going to say, now I've seen it all. A King's Pride and a Mage deck, but I'm sure he stole that from the Zhanna missed in one of his Dimension Ripper attacks. So I think we're pretty much about to see the end of the game here. He can't attack with his defender. Oh, wait, yes he can. I was going to say, King's Pride does give it enough attack power to overcome Book of Curses. So at this point, there's really nothing the Zhanna Mist can play except another Tidal Wave, but even then she only has 3 health against the Zaladar. Zafadar's does manage to get rid of that King's Pride and deal 1 damage to all the allies, but at this point, I think that's just a desperation move. There's not a whole lot she can do. No, using Retreat, not a bad strategy. Probably going to use it, yep, on the Bad Wolf. Using a second Retreat. Alright, so she might live the turn. Oh, wow. Could we be seeing the beginnings of a counterattack here? I don't know, I've seen stranger things than people come back from 3 health. Heck, I had one of my a game in one of my Noob's Journey games where I came back in, I think from 4 health, so, you know, that's what she has now. With that Book of Curses on the field, I do believe that affects her monsters as well as his monsters. Wish I could get a freaking look at it. Opposing, oh no, only opposing allies, so I was wrong. And he does replay all of his monsters. Ooh, and poisoned. Ouch. That is tough to watch. Looks like that counterattack was short-lived. Then again, she does have enough health to heal him. She is going to have to come out with a pretty sneaky move here. Priest of Light is going to die pretty shortly if she can't. Taking a look at what that Medusa will do. Okay. So we do see him use his Zhanna Mist to heal himself and his priest. Oh. Looks like he just used it to heal himself. He does chuck out his Aeon Stormcaller. However, that is not going to save his Priest of the Light from death. You know, at this point, it was a lose-lose situation. She's still going to die from the counterattack. At this point, there's nothing for it. She does chuck down a staff, but that's, again, just a desperation move at this juncture. And, opting, it looks like she's just opting for suicide at this point. No, well, trying to actually get rid of one of those monsters. But, actually, you know what? I don't think he has enough attack power on the field to kill her. Nope, he only has three attack power on the field right now. So she will actually survive the next turn unless he has a creature buff or direct damage card in his hand right now. So actually, this Zhanna Mist clinging on for dear life. It's a very close game. Well, not a close game, but it's a nail-biting situation. Does get healed for 9 damage. That is brutal. Oof, mind controlling. That is going to be it. That is going to be the... Well, it was a good show, but that mind control and that Aeon Stormcaller just sealed the deal. The next attack by the Bad Wolf is going to end things, unfortunately. And there it is. Alright guys, so that was my first live commentary. I hope it comes out okay. And thanks for watching. Let me know if you know any players or have any recommendations of who I should commentate on. And I'll see you guys next time.